Hello everyone, my name is Kushbu. Once Norman Borlaug said, food is the moral right of all the people who born into this world. So with this thought, let's start with Global Hunger Index. So recently, India ranks 111 out of 125 countries in Global Hunger Index. So what we are going to discuss in this video, let's start with this. First of all, we'll discuss the definition of hunger. What is the Global Hunger Index? What are the aim and objective to publish Global Hunger Index? What are the parameters to define Global Hunger Index? What are the Global Hunger Index at findings at the world level? What are the threats showed by the Global Hunger Index? And we will see the India's performance individually as well as with other countries. And we'll also analyze the India's viewpoint on Global Hunger Index. And in the end, we'll end this article or video with suggestion given by Global Hunger Index and India's serious effort towards reducing hunger in India. So we'll define the hunger, definition of hunger, since Global Hunger Index considers the definition recommended by FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization. And it said, hunger is not that you are hungry from morning to evening. This is not hunger. This is the choice to not eating food. But in actual terms, the hunger means food deprivation, undernourishment, and the habitual consumption of taking too few calories. So that means the hunger. And it is not related to any structure, age, or physical activity level. Now, what is a Global Hunger Index? It is an instrument, or you can say it is an index which actually assess and monitor the hunger at the global scale, national scale, and regional scale. Global scale means at the world level, what are the condition of people in terms of food security. At the national level means the country level performance, how China perform, how India perform, how Bangladesh perform, and other developed countries perform. And regional level means how the particular regions perform, like Sahel region, Sahara region, Caribbean island region. And now the question comes, who prepared this report? Since in UPSC, many times in the prelims, they ask questions about report. So in that case, it becomes a very prominent to read about reports, publishers. So this report is published by NGO, that is a Concern Worldwide and Well Hunger Life. Now, the question comes, this report comes every year. What are the time duration? So yes, this report comes every year. And how GHI calculates the data? They calculate the data from a 5-year period. For example, if they want to calculate the data for 2023, so they will calculate it by using 2018 index or data. And what is the aim and objective to publish this report? The aim and objective can be said that it is a comprehensive and holistic measurement of hunger. That's true. But at the same time, GHI also tells about the alarming threats. What are the issues with each country in terms of food security, hunger, and at the same time, it also gives the awareness related solution. Why it gives awareness related solution? Because if it provides the awareness related solution, it can inspire the other nation to implement such kind of policies at the national level. For example, if Global Hunger Index is saying involve youth, involve technology and innovation in agriculture system. So government is doing that. Government is coming up with agri startup. So in that way, government is seriously considering the suggestions given by GHI. because it is for the benefit of each country. Now, this is the first objective. Now comes the second objective. The second objective is to achieve National United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, that is zero hunger by 2030. So these kinds of questions can be asked in the prelims in terms of statement. Like, which of the following statements are true about aim and objective of GHI, and these statements will write it down, note it down, and the questions can be framed from such statement or such aim and objective. Now, if we see, every year there's a theme of some report, some index. So this year the theme is the power of youth in shaping food system. This report actually clearly indicates the role of youth, how youth can be performed to reducing hunger, how youth decision making is very important. So this year they have given prominent importance to youth. So theme should be the overall theme should be in your mind, so that you can actually write about this report in terms of essay in actually calculating the society part in GS1 by addressing youth. Now, parameters to calculate global hunger index. The first is undernourishment. What is the undernourishment? Simply, you should understand the definition. The insufficient intake of calories. For example, every country have a different kind of calorie scale. So if in India, let's say it is 1800. If someone is actually getting less than 1800 calorie for the food and nutrition, that is considered as a undernourishment. Child stunting. What is child stunting? Stunting means height. So low height as compared to weight. So calculate in this way. Now, child wasting. Wasting means you have often heard about your waist size, right? So it is considered as related to weight. So low weight as compared to height. Now, child mortality. Child mortality means if a child is dying before 5 years of their birth, that is a child mortality. So they consider, GHI consider these 4 parameters to calculate the condition of hunger of each country. So this year, 136 countries met this criteria, but 11 countries had not sufficient data. So what they did, GHI calculated their data on the previous report, on like previous data, or from using some other organizational data, and they have involved them in the report. Now, question comes, what are the GHI finding at global level? So GHI finding is that the overall score for GHI world is 18.3, which is considered as a moderate. And their other findings are shocking, and they are saying that South Asia and Africa, not whole Africa, but Sahara region, like Mozambique, Tanzania, these parts are suffering world highest level of hunger. These regions are suffering from highest level of hunger. So you can actually see in terms of inequality, poverty, persisting in these regions. Now, the second finding is the lowest GHI, means the less hunger is present in European part and Central Asian part. Central Asia means this Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, these parts. Now, they are saying that there are high level of concern for 2023 global hunger index are Afghanistan, Haiti, Nigeria, Somalia, South Sudan, Yemen, Burkina Faso, Mali. So you can see that their political conditions are very unstable in this region. Like, for example, if you see the Afghanistan, Taliban issue, political issue, geopolitical condition is not stable. So obviously you can't expect government which is not stable to provide food to their people. So their condition is at a serious level of concern. Now, if you see the South Sudan and Sudan, you can see there's a civil war between these two parts. So their conditions is obviously the serious level of concern. So next finding is, they're saying that low income and middle income countries are performing very vulnerability, like they are showing the signs of vulnerability in as compared to uh, high level income countries. Why so? Obviously because high level countries have resources to cope up. They can produce more food as compared to the low income and middle income countries. Now they're saying that what are the reasons behind these alarming threat situation? They are saying they have given this term polycrisis. The world is suffering from polycrisis. If you see the people have not actually it came out easily from fallout of COVID-19 pandemic. So still they are facing the repercussion. Now, the second issue is Russia-Ukraine war. You can see this, the currently Russia-Ukraine war actually unstabilized or actually affected the stability of geopolitical region or nearby geopolitical region as well. But although many countries dependent on these two countries, Russia and Ukraine, for food, agriculture, for export and import, but because of their tensions, countries tensions between both the countries, other countries may also affected. So but recently Russia and Ukraine signed Black Sea grain agreement, but so that they can export or import grains from each other, but their tenure is not fixed, which is actually leading to the more food crisis and apprehension for more food crisis. And the third point is multiple violent conflict. So if you see, as I already mentioned here, that there are a lot of civil wars happen in Afghanistan, Somalia, South Sudan. So in that way, they are affecting this uh, food security. The fourth point is climate disaster, like unpredictable climate disaster. Turkey is such example, earthquake. So they are also affecting the people and the food system there. And in the point, lastly, they are saying because of all these crises, they actually exhausted the coping capacity of people living there, which is leaving people on the mercy of, on the plight of nature only. Governance is not doing anything, that is not enough for people. Hence, people are going for food insecurity. That is a major crisis. Now, there are two threats that has been given by GHI. They are saying that since I already said the theme is youth, they are focusing on youth majorly in this report. So they are saying that youths are mostly affected. Their food is mostly affected by climate change and governance, lack of governance to deliver the proper food system. Hence, in that way, youth are majorly affecting. So that is the first issue. Secondly, they are saying lack of food sovereignty. This is a new term given by GHI. They are saying that people don't have a right to define their own food system and agriculture system. Like for example, they have given a lot of example, and that in that example they have actually highlighted the example of India's green revolution. They're saying that in India's green revolution, they actually promoted the usage of HYV seeds. Hence, in that usage, they actually degraded or destructed the old agriculture system. Okay, in that way, you can see the fertility issue, usage of chemical fertilizer in the Punjab and Haryana region, and hence you can see the medical repercussion in the form of like more cancer patient from these regions. So they actually highlighted this issue that people actually uh, destruction of traditional agriculture food system actually lead to the threat of indigenous food system. So in that way, they give this term lack of food sovereignty. And the third reason and alarming threat, they said that youth is the most important pillar of any countries. So they are youth are actually not participating in decision making in agriculture system. So they are not actually focusing on innovation, scientific technology like this. So these are the threats that need to solve by each country and the governance of and the government of each country. Now, if we see the India's performance in Global Hunger Index, first we need to understand what is the Global Hunger Index security level. So they have defined this scale on the 5 category: low, moderate, serious, alarming, and serious alarming. Let's say this is a scale of 1 to 100. For the what they are doing, Like if your score is less than 9.9, it is low. Then 10 to 20 moderate, 20 to 35 serious, 35 to 50 is alarming, and if it is greater than 50, it is serious alarming. So India's condition is 28.7. India's score was 28.7. That is a quite serious issue. So that's why India did not perform well in this global hunger index. And you can see the trends like 21st century sent in 2000, it is around 40. Then it continuously reduced, means India's condition actually worst. Last year's India's rank was 107 and this year it is 111. So it is quite a shocking term and quite shocking rank for India. Now, if we see the performance of India vis-a-vis other country, we see the more shocking findings. The more shocking findings in terms of this year's only Afghanistan is the worst country after India. Like its rank is 114 and our rank was 111. So you can see that Afghanistan is suffering from lot of political crisis, lot of other stability issue. Despite that, it actually equally perform with India. So it is a quite surprising data and finding by GHI. The second, they are saying that if you see the other neighboring countries like Sri Lanka, rank is 60, Nepal rank is 69, Myanmar is 72, Bangladesh is 81, and Pakistan performed 102. But and Maldives were among the 11 countries which did not have sufficient data. So that's why Maldives rank was not there. Now, if we see the China's performance, so China is only ahead in like India is only India and China actually share the almost same population. They both are similar in terms of population, but China actually performed well. It's among top 5 country and its GHI score is less than 5. So now, if we ask about India, what are the issues you find in this GHI? So India actually discarded this report, and it's been like 4 years that India is continuously rejecting the methodology and the viewpoints of GHI. India is saying that there is a methodology issue. Why? We have discussed this, the 4 parameters, this undernourishment, stunting, child wasting, and child mortality. India is saying that you are only calculating the child part. Where's the whole population? Child is the only a one part of the population. It's not the whole population. So India is saying GHI method is completely flawed. You this methods is have a methodology issue. Okay, so India is rejecting this. The second issue is the undernourishment parameter. They actually GHI calculates from FAO. FAO calculates the data by taking a survey sample of 3,000. Like for example, the FAO team goes to like some region. Like for example, if they are going to Gangetic Plain, and there they are asking from 3,000 people, and they're asking what is the condition of your hunger, what are your daily intake, what is the height of your child, what is the weight of your child. Like this, they calculate the data. So in that capacity, they are only calculating the survey on the basis of data on the basis of the survey. So India is also against this part. Now, if we see that India is saying that we actually done a lot of effort to reduce hunger and poverty. Let's say poverty because actually hunger leads to poverty. So government is saying we actually done enough effort to reduce hunger. Government is saying that we actually started this PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana during COVID to provide the rations and Anganwadi services, which is actually working well in the local bodies and district level, as has been suggested by several parliamentary committee, that they are actually providing the food grains to the district and local level. And the Pradhan Mantri Matri Vandana Yojana, where the pregnant women get the subsidies or money or ration for the food and nutrition, better food and nutrition. But GHI, in the end, they provided the methods or solutions. So these solutions you can mention in the essay and GS2, GS3 paper as well, in governance, as well as in economics part as well, where the food security is related to economics. So you can mention this. They are saying that we should provide a meaningful and dynamic youth inclusion. As I told you, this report actually focus on the youth issue, youth part. What are the participation of youth? So we should include the youth by participation and collaboration. They are saying that inclusion food system transformation, like it should be done rationally. You cannot actually suggested to use a chemical uses of chemical fertilizer. You should actually use proper indigenous agriculture system for better food and nutrition. And they are saying the food sovereignty and contextualized food system, like people should have a right to define their own food system, own agriculture system, how youth can be participated in innovation and transformation. Government also, like Indian government also started this like agriculture startup. You can see that. Excuse me. And the last they have provided our main motto is just and sustainable food system, that we should get it anyhow. So that's all for today. I hope you actually took a lot of things from here. Like what are the key takeaways? Key takeaway you can take it from this video. It may be like what are the actually hunger situation in India and the world level, and what are the suggestions recommended by GHI, which is very important. You can use in multiple journal studies paper, as well for the content value addition. That's it. So thank you so much for the listening. See you soon. Good night.